California resident Bridget Kelly and her friends happened upon a kitten that had been abandoned outside a grocery store. The poor thing was obviously very young and alone, and Bridget wasn't about to leave him to fend for himself. Bridget took the kitten to a veterinarian before bringing him home with her. She learned that Ollie, as she later named him, was only a day old when he had been abandoned. Luckily, though, that hadn't stopped the little nugget. He was actually doing pretty well, all things considered, but he would need a little extra TLC to get him through the next few weeks. It wasn't long before Ollie found his favorite spot to lie in with his new companion, and it was completely adorable. One of the quickest ways to get a bottle baby to sleep is to put them near your heart, said Bridget. I would make a burrito by wrapping Ollie in a small towel and tucking him in my shirt, she continued. He couldn't purr yet, but look at that happy look on his sweet little face. What a cutie. Unfortunately, Ollie still had his share of health problems. There was even one night where he had to be taken to the veterinarian immediately because he was severely dehydrated. It didn't seem like he was out of the woods yet. Luckily, however, after that health scare, Ollie was finally able to get right back into practicing his favorite hobby, napping. After everything that he had been through, he certainly deserved it. Of course, Ollie continued to especially enjoy napping in his favorite spot. Some people might not like the feeling of their cat falling asleep inside their shirt, but Bridget didn't seem to mind. The little kitten was certainly starting to show quite a bit of personality early on, despite how young he was. Better yet, only about 2 weeks after Bridget found him, Ollie finally opened his eyes. Amazingly, even after everything that had happened to Bridget and the little kitten over the course of the past few weeks, this was the first time that he actually got to see his new mom. Ollie is a stage 5 clinger, Bridget said in her Imgur post. He would cry, and cry, and cry if he heard people outside of the room he was kept in. She was always happy to oblige and give him some attention, though. I made sure it wasn't due to hunger, since kittens cry horribly when their bellies are empty, Bridget continued to explain. Sure enough, he'd reject the bottle and just chill on me instead. Ollie revealed himself to be a real cuddle monster. Sure, the fact that he seemed to need so much constant attention may have been a problem, but it also must have been downright delightful. Soon, however, Ollie was starting to move around a bit more independently, and over time it started to seem like he didn't need to be worried about in such a round-the-clock fashion. If you were worried that the tiny, yet steadily growing kitten was starting to become too energetic for Bridget to handle, fret not, because naps were still priority number 1 for little Ollie. Here's Ollie after a steady month of TLC from his doting adoptive mother. If you ever need hard evidence of how much a young animal can benefit from the love of a human alone, this is it. He was looking pretty good at this point, wasn't he? For a small kitten who just a matter of weeks earlier couldn't even open his eyes, he was certainly gearing up to be quite the handsome creature. After becoming too big to fit inside the shirts of the humans whom he had taken a liking to, Ollie started hopping onto people's shoulders instead. Like most cats, it was probably just his instinctive desire to climb that fueled this behavior. As if Ollie's life wasn't already wonderful and exciting enough as it had become ever since Bridget first adopted him, he even was luckier still to meet a beautiful new foster brother. Can you spot him in there? As difficult as it may be for some people to believe after seeing Ollie for the first time, this little kitten was just as adorable. Of course, that didn't make Ollie any less beautiful, though. These two photogenic gents made the perfect pair. Fortunately, Ollie didn't need to take too much time to adapt to having a new cat to share his life with. The two cats became fast friends and cuddle buddies. They're just too adorable for words. Ollie went from abandonment to becoming a big brother in a matter of weeks. That was quite the turnaround for such a little kitten, and he has Bridget to thank for making it all possible.